Welcome everyone to another interview with one of our funny traders. Today we are hosting Vicente. I'm very happy to meet him. Hi Vicente, how are you today?
Hi, Siring. Really good. Thanks for the opportunity for the interview. And I'm really happy to share my experience with funded pips.
Thank you for joining in, and I'm very excited to hear about your story. But please start by introducing yourself a little bit so that the audience knows who you are and what you do.
Okay, so my name is Vicente Garibay. I'm from Mexico. I'm been a full-time trader for 1 year now. I started to learn about Forex 3 years ago. Before that, I've been in regular industrial commerce, and I started with crypto investing. And then I knew that crypto had its crypto winter, so you had a short time period to make like good money. And then I started learning about Forex, and I believed that in 6 months I was going to be experienced and profitable. And those 6 months turned into years, 2 years of learning and under trying to understand and finding a good strategy. And at the end, I found out that forex or trading, what gives you, it's like a mirror.
Yeah.
So if and you told me you're a psychologist, so you know this about the
yeah,
traders,
yeah, definitely, definitely.
that it's a mirror. So if you're not ready, like in being a person, like um being constant, disciplined, being patient, not being greedy, as accepting losses, avoiding fear, all those things, you have to work them as a person. And that changed my life. Like it was I was in for the money, and I came in just to make money. And it was 2 years of personal growth.
It's
And
really
it helped me.
interesting that you define that process as growth, while most traders define that process as something catastrophic, something that they were hurting about, something that they were suffering a lot. So you
it,
started
it
out with
hurt.
crypto. It hurt, right?
The process hurts. I started with crypto, and I was lucky at first. I believe that's something that it's good and bad, because you think it's really easy, and then when your luck starts to change, things start to go wrong and not the way you want. And then it starts to hurt because you start losing
Yeah,
and things are not working. And then you blame the markets, or you blame external factors. But in the moment you take action for yourself, and you become responsible, and you start changing things, they're wrong with you, that's the moment when you start becoming profitable. I, s-
exactly.
I stopped I stopped drinking alcohol 6 months ago. I was a social drinker, but like if I had to trade inside a week, um, Monday to Friday, that affected my profitability. So
It's
it's a
interesting.
bunch of things. It's a bunch of things you have to change to become profitable, and it makes
Exactly.
you a better person, a better person to learn to trade and become a full-time trader.
I think, like you said, it's like a mirror process. You
Mhm.
trade as you see yourself. If you are an impatient person, you're going to trade impatiently. I don't know. If you are an impatient person, again, you're going to risk too much because you don't think that there is enough time for you to make it in the markets again. And markets are like sirens, that mythological monsters in the seas. They're just gonna lure you in with a beautiful song, which is being accidental profits at the beginning of your journey, and then actually kill you inside slowly. But I understand that point perfectly because I also started with crypto, and I couldn't agree more. It's such a beautiful point. And I want to ask you, you started full-time trading, right? A year ago, like you said. How
Mhm.
did you decide to actually go full-time in trading? How did you decide that, okay, I'm profitable enough, I'm consistent enough, and I can do this full-time? It's such a hard process. It's such a hard profession.
Yeah, it's such a hard profession. It was one of the hardest in the world, and we see on social media that the profits and the results. And right now, that's why I'm grateful because of this interview, because I can share my process, and I can tell traders that this is real. This is a way of of income, of living. I have a family. I have a wife and kids, so I have responsibilities. So I decided to go full trading, full just do trading for as a living. Before I was profitable because
This
I had
is
other
interesting.
incomes.
Okay.
Yeah,
This is
I burned
very, very interesting.
I burned the I burned the ships and the everything. Like said, okay, I have to focus in one thing only because I was doing two or three things at a time, and the other things were easy. They were normal life jobs or incomes, and I decided to go full focus on trading because I knew the potential. And it was like 1 year of not being profitable and only trading. Like I told you, I've been waking up at 4:30, 5 a.m. my time zone. And before last year, around October, I when I woke up, I had a coffee and then I went full into charts, futures, and that was around 5 a.m. when future markets open, and I could lose trades really early or win, have profits really early, and that wasn't working for me.
Yeah.
So I changed my strategy, and now I trade New York session. But I needed that full year to be fully on charts
Yeah.
to really understand who I was, what I needed to change, and to find a strategy that fitted what I wanted and the way I think and my my way of seeing the charts. So I had 1 year of not being profitable and only um, trading, being a full time trader.
It's
And this is
amazing.
also a job. It's this. It's a job. Like it's not a hobby. Like if
It
you
is
see it
like
as a
the most stressful job. I
yes,
definitely agree with you on that. It's not a hobby. It's not
it,
something that we do in our spare time. It's something that we do to make ends meet, to make a living, to provide for our family. So no, no, sir, it's not a hobby. It's a stressful job. And I'm glad that you're doing it in a way that you can actually make money out of it. And I want to ask you something because one thing that you said caught my attention so much because I see that common in so many successful traders. So they explained to us and to the audience that how they were unsuccessful for some time. For you, that was a year of unprofitability, right? 2 years. And then you tried to see who you were in trading, how you were trading. You tried to understand your trading style and maybe make it work in the New York Open session. So I understand that. But for a while, it was a lot of losing and a little less winning, right? But after
mhm.
that time, what I see in common in successful traders, and that they all indicate that once they were successful, it just happened so quickly, like maybe a year of unsuccessful trades, and then after that year, 1 month or 2 months, and they were making money and they were winning, or like they were making consistent outcomes, consistent results in a positive way. Did that happen with you too?
Yes, it happened October last year. Like you have bad weeks, bad days, and then you start having regular days, regular weeks, and then you start having good weeks, good days, bad weeks, good bad days, and then you start having good months, bad months, and then you start having good months, good months, months. So I had 3 good months in October last year, and then I said like, aha. this is working. Like this is changing. I started feeling sad when I lost. Stopped being happy, like emotionally really exuberant happy when I had wins, and that kind of changed everything. And then I started having more good weeks, more good months, and it was like this is it. And the thing is, right now I see trading like a daily battle between myself and who I am.
Yeah.
Not against the markets, not against the money. It's a daily battle with me.
Yeah.
I have to be consistent, maintain who I am and what's working for me. And if I do the same thing over and over and over and over again, it's gonna give me the same results.
Because you trust your statistics, because you've seen
Ex-
the same outcomes over and over again while you
two,
execute that in the real markets. Yeah.
two
It's amazing.
years of statistics.
Perfect.
I only trade one pair, so I know that I have 24 months of results, and I have around 80% average wins versus 20% losses, 1 to 3 win to reward ratio. So I know if I do this over and over again, I'm gonna have the same results. So yeah, it
Perfect.
was a aha moment, but I still have to maintain that aha moment
Yeah.
every day of my life.
Perfect. I really liked how you put it in such perspective in a way that we can all understand what you were going through. And I relate to it so much. And I'm sure, like, some people who are watching this right now can also relate to that, because some things that we go through, even that our mentality is so individualistic, they're just the exact same thing. Sometimes we're just so impatient. Sometimes it takes a lot of time for us to grasp something in our trading. And for me, it's just a road trip to finding ourselves, like you also mentioned. And I want to show your payouts to people. You've been trading with funding pips for how long now?
For 1 month, I
Exactly.
chose
And two payouts in 1 month, which is over 2K, just over 2K. And I think I see some consistency over here. Maybe you make like 2% and then you stop trading and then wait for the payout. And I think that's really important in trading, not be greedy. And if you have a target, just meet that and move on and get that payout, rinse and repeat the same circle. So, was it like that? Am I like guessing correctly, or am I just making this whole thing up?
it's 100% correct, because I see life like it's similar to a video game. You have levels. The thing is, you only have one life. It's not like video games that you have a lot of lives.
Yeah.
But if you upgrade a level, you have to learn. You have to understand what you're doing
Yeah.
to maintain that level, and then you go to the next level. So what I did with funding pips is I got certain profit, which was 1%, the minimum for withdrawal. I
Mhm.
chose bi-weekly withdrawals. So I
Mhm.
did the first withdrawal. I understand what was the process of withdrawal, and then I had the second bi-weekly, which was bigger, and then in 2 weeks I have another opportunity to make another withdrawal. So I'm gonna go for a bigger target, and that's the level of life.
Yeah,
It applies,
exactly.
like you said, it
That's
applies. There are different names, different countries, different strategies, but at the end we're all humans. So it's the same basic things that we have to understand for every not just for trading, for every profession, for everything we do in life. We have to understand how the human works, the human mind, the human body, and we have to. And you're a psychologist, you know about this. Like, we have to know how everything works in our brain, in our body, in our spirit, and we have to take advantage of all those things we have in life that God gave us. And once you know how it works, you modify some things, and the rest is just pure beauty and happiness.
I can't agree more. It's such a true statement. I mean, individually, it's a true statement, but when I think about my journey as well, I can resonate those words in so many levels. I think it's also correct. Thinking about the thing, like being unsuccessful for some time and then the success coming to us or maybe running to us in such a short span of time. And I don't think that that's a coincidence that every successful trader that I know is saying the same thing over and over again. I was unsuccessful for this long, that long, or this much time. And then
Yeah,
it just clicked, they said. They all said that. And which
yeah,
tells me that success, I say this all the time, by the way. It's not a surprising thing that I'm going to say, but I don't think that success is that like in success and time chart, it's not something like a linear going up thing. It's not even like that. It's not even like it's like this, like
hmm,
parabolic. You don't notice that some things are changing. You don't think that some things are changing because that line looks so like
flat.
linear, exactly flat. But after some time, it's just so parabolically going up that the time you spend suffering is just longer than the time you spend making this thing work. And I think that's the magic of trading. Sometimes it's gonna click. So, and for the audience who's watching us right now, if it didn't click for you just yet, keep trying because it will. It will. If you're doing the right thing, if you're doing the right work, it's going to click. But now that we talk about this, I'm just so curious, what is this trader doing in the markets? Like, what do you do? How do you interpret the markets? Can you show us a few trades of yours?
Sure.
Yeah,
I, I have a question. Can I share my Instagram?
you can.
Okay, I'll write it down in the chart.
Okay.
Um, Also, I want to share with traders that are not profitable yet that this is the real thing. Trading is a way of living, and like you said, you just have to get in the work, be here every day, and sooner or later, you guys are gonna get it. And we
Exactly.
know it hurts. We know it's difficult, but it's a good reward after a few months or years of investing in yourself. And like, not everyone's doing this as a way of living, a real income. So that chart you said, like, the profits, the benefits are exponential
Yeah.
because it's really difficult. So capitalism pays you depending on what you're doing, with if it's easy or difficult, if everyone's doing it or not. And that's also a chart. So if
Yeah.
this is really hard, so the benefits in the future are also really, really good.
It is hard. No one says it's easy unless people who just want to fool other people or who just want to make some clout. It's the hardest job in the world right now for me. Like psychologically speaking, I know that traders don't carry rocks on their backs, don't go out in the wild or trying to, I don't know, like do some physical work. But psychologically, it's such a hard work to actually say that when I decide, I either make money or I either lose money. And that
Right.
responsibility weighs so much than physical pain, actually, psychologically. So I don't know. I
Complete.
That's just my belief though.
Also we have the benefit of funding pips, which is something wonderful because you have access to good amounts of capital, and also you have rules. I also trade my personal account. I started trading my personal account, and I had no rules of drawdown or daily limits. So I placed, I used to place 20 trades, and they were all losers. And with prop firms, you get to be disciplined if you
Yeah,
follow the prop firm rules.
yeah.
So even if you're losing challenges, I lost a ton of challenges in the past before I started being profitable.
To be
So I focus.
like completely honest, how much challenge, like how many challenges would you say? Yeah, I know that I can't confirm this, but we're just at
Yeah.
your mercy of your honesty. But how many would you
like
say? And I'm only
like
asking this not to belittle someone or judge someone. I'm only asking this. Someone out there wants to be you, wants to be like you, or like someone out there is blowing challenges left and right. So how many after that you said to yourself, okay, I'm done with what I'm doing, I'm just gonna do this instead and make this work?
right. Yeah, it's a reality.
Yeah,
We have to lose to understand how to win. So I
exactly.
lost around 35 challenges,
Yeah,
all different sizes. And what I learned was to be disciplined, to accept my rules of like I risk 1% each time
yeah,
maximum. And my risk to reward is you can see here. That's one of my rules.
yeah.
My risk to reward is 1, 2, 3. So if I risk 1%, I can win 3%. Um, and the way I see challenges is the challenges I lost is my tuition fee.
Yeah,
Like,
that makes
if
so
you
much
go
sense.
if you go to college or you want to get some traditional degree, you need to invest 3, 5, 10, 15 years if you're a doctor, and you have to pay tuition. So challenges fees are the tuition we traders pay to learn. So
I agree with that.
it depends the amount of money you want to invest. A big account, a small account, uh, weird rules. You know, I don't I don't want to go into more aspects, but it depends on you how much you want to invest in yourself. Also, time. It
Yeah,
depends how much time you want to invest. Like we said, this is not a hobby.
yeah,
You have to go full trader. You have to sacrifice time, parties, not going out, being back testing. I back tested well, like I don't know, like 10,000 hours. That's like the gym for me. I still back test. I hit the gym back testing, and then the real game is live trading. But if you back test, you see the charts in a different way, and
yeah,
it makes you a better trader. But
yeah.
yeah, like 35, like 30 around 35 blown challenges before it's being really profitable.
It's amazing. It's amazing. And some people are going to say, "Oh, this is a lot of challenges. Like he blew it. He's not a good trade." But that's not the point. The point is that if you make more money at the end, and if you do that consistently, if you can show up every day and ditch your losing habits and put some good habits, consistent, like profitable habits instead of them, then you are winning. You are a winner. And that's the thing that
Right.
all good traders need to understand. It's not the amount of challenge that you lost, it's the amount of money that you made instead of the ones that you blew. Because if you're in
Right.
net profit, then that's fine, because you still, that in that process, like you said, the tuition fee, in that process you learned a talent, and now you can actually go net profit over and over again, and then go for more, go for more, because the talent is with you. It's just, like I said, was a tuition fee. So yeah, I couldn't agree more, and I'm just really excited to see what you're doing in the market. So I see two trades on the chart, I guess.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
Nasdaq. I only Okay, so basically I only use a 5 minute chart. I don't see 1 hour chart, the daily chart, because the mind, the human mind works in only um, one tempo, right? Like we don't. I'm gonna change to 1 hour to one daily. That's really confusing for the human mind, and for me, it's really confusing. So I only use a 5 minute chart. I only trade Nasdaq, but not the features chart. I trade the index chart. So my trading starts at 9:30 when New York opens, and I start trading after 1 hour, around 1 hour after London close, because the volume decreases after London close, and I take around 1 to 3 trades a week, and that's it. I don't trade more than one trade per day. If it's a win, a lose, or a break even, I accept my
Mhm.
result and I move over, and then I trade. I look for another trade the next day. So
Perfect.
this is, for example, this is the last day of the month. Um, what I do is I look for a uptrend and a not downtrend. Uptrend hits 1, 2, 3 hits, and a downtrend it's the same but the opposite color. That's what I look for. And once I get an uptrend or a downtrend confirmation, what it's telling me is there's conflict on the market. So we have buyers and sellers ready to take action. What
Mhm.
I do next is I wait for a breakout, retest, and confirmation. Like here, you have your breakout, you have your retest, and then you have your confirmation.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay. Um, and after that, I wait for a confirmation candle, which is this green one. So it breaks. You can see it breaks the downtrend and it confirms the uptrend. So after the candle close on the 5 minutes, I take the entry. My stop loss is under previous higher low, sorry.
Yep.
And my take profit, like my stop loss is 40 pips. My take profit, it's 123. So my take profit, it's 120 pips.
Yep.
And you can see the magic of the take profit. It fits perfectly. You can
Exactly.
see it hits and then it goes back. And this trades, you can see it on my metrics on my dashboard that I took this trade. Like this is the same thing, but this is a loss. The market didn't want it to go in my favor. It's okay because I won 3% here, and then I lose 1% here. I'm still 2% profit this
Exactly.
week. I didn't took this trade because it was out of my time zone of
Okay.
trading. So
See,
if I
rules
trade,
are quite important.
yeah, if you backtest, like I backtested 2 years. If I take trades outside of this zone, which is still the New York still open, but my statistic changes. My
Yeah.
wins and losses they go way crazy, and I have more losses than wins. So I avoid taking trades in this time zone.
Yeah.
For example, this is Friday, last Friday. Another confirmation. A low, you can see it almost hits my stop loss.
Yeah.
And then you get a opposite trade. And when I get opposite trades, I close or I set at break even my open trade because normally what happened it price goes sideways or it hits my stop loss.
Yeah.
So this was a break even on Friday, and then you have well that's it because market's not open till 1 hour and a half for today Monday.
Amazing. Amazing. I think it's really interesting because from what I can see is that, oh, you're also leaving your previous trades on the chart so that you can actually take reference from them.
Yeah, I have a small notes like
Yeah.
what happened that
Beautiful.
day, and I take notes on that day, and it's a quick reference because when I backtest, I can remember what happened, and I
Exactly.
can see for future reference. You can see I have all the trades here. I also have a Excel.
It's only
Uh,
logical. Yeah, exactly. You have to actually see like which times you're taking the trade, how long the trade takes actually, and what does the trade look like? What does the candle look like? The confirmation candle, or like
right,
the price action before the trade or the trend before the trade, like is the trend going up on the, like, I don't know, like the third way, like are you gonna
right,
still long it, or maybe on the fourth one your chances are of longing that and then making money is just so low, so you're just gonna sit back. It's just all statistics and documentation.
ex-
And if only
exactly.
traders could understand this more, if only traders could actually keep a trading diary, like journal, or keep the statistics of your back tests. Because let's say you're back testing a lot, which is an amazing thing. But I'm just making up numbers, okay? Let's just that your win rate is like 80%.
Hmm.
Assume that in the real market it's going to be 20% less than that, because you're going to miss trades, you're going to
Yep.
misinterpret, or sometimes you're just going to be scared after one, two, three, four losing trades back to back. You're just going to feel scared and then couldn't take the fifth one that has like 5 hour profit, right? It's just the trading, it's just the nature of trading. So
Yeah, it
what we
happens.
can do is keep the statistics and then execute the same thing over and over again without like thinking about the outcome. Like if you
Right.
lose money, don't get stressed out. If you make money, don't be so happy. Just keep on trading your model until it gets you the statistics of your back tests.
100% agree. You know what? I also remember when I was unprofitable, I heard profitable traders say, "No, don't worry about losing. It's part of the process, the
Yeah.
statistic." And I was like, "Wait, what are you talking about?" Because
I'm just gonna cry in my corner.
right, I never win. I always lose. And what I can share right now is that if like you have to find the strategy that works for you. You have to back test. And if you find, okay, this is 80% profits against 20% losses, like you said, markets are going to give you different percentages
Exactly.
of what you back tested. But it's still okay. It's still part of the process of learning.
Exactly.
And what I can share by experience is that you have to find a strategy that works for you, because this is like a puzzle in 3D and it's moving every day. So you have to find that way of solving temporarily this puzzle. And once you say, okay, this is what I understand, like I told you the strategy, it's really simple, but I don't recommend like people going today and say, okay, I'm going to use Vicente's strategy because he said it's 80% against 20% losses. Like, no, this is the way my brain works. And
Exactly.
maybe you're not ready as a person to use this strategy, and maybe you have your strategies that are really starting to work. Like if you found that solving puzzle strategy, stick to that, and
Yeah.
refine the way you're using it. And if you know that back testing gives you 80% losses, wins against 20% losses, just respect that strategy and stick to that. Because I can remember like 30 or 40 ways of trading
Yeah.
using RSI, using paid um, instruments. And what worked for me is technical analysis at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And once I understand the strategy that I use, I use that for 1 year, and now it works.
Yeah, it takes time. It takes to master some kind of model, because, like you said, anyone can try out your strategy, which is fine, but not everyone has the same brain, same mind, same mentality, same emotional process, same fears, same,
Correct.
you know, same reaction. So I think this is why we're all so different people, and the way we trade are like so different. And I'm sure like all of us had at some point had some friends like, hey, can you trade for me too? And then when we actually traded for them, we realized that it was just too stressful, because it wasn't just us losing money or making money, it's something else was on the line.
It's
And
another variable you add to
yeah,
the process, and that changes everything. Like
exactly.
look, it's like going to fishing. Like, okay, I'm gonna go fish, but like you have to be patient. If you don't catch any fish, it's okay. If you break your fishing pole, it's okay.
Yeah,
But wait, what are you looking for? What
yeah,
fish are you gonna get? Is it salty water? Is it normal water? Is it cold? Is it warm? Like you have to get all these variables and understand what you want to fish. And if you have
Exactly.
no idea which fish you want, what size, how much, like it's a mess. And at the end, you're gonna be just so confused. And like, yeah, it's normal. It's a normal process, losing. But wait, what am I looking for? And once you have the fish and target, then you know what you're gonna go for. You know how much you're gonna risk, and you know what you're gonna learn, etc. That this is all what we talked about this half hour.
Yep.
But yeah, at the end, it works. It's true. Like it's a reality. It's a way of living. And all those traders that are listening right now, and they're not, maybe not being enough profits, or they're in the process, just stick to it. It works, I promise. This is a reality, and God's gonna give you all this benefits in the future. And just stay hard and do all the work daily, and look for information, and just do your job, and it's going to give great results.
Yeah, those are amazing words, and I think it's kind of motivational because I was gonna ask you, as a last question, what would you advise to other traders out there? And I think these were really great advices. But please just enlighten us. One more advice for other traders out there who wants to be like you, who wants to do this full time, who wants to be consistent, profitable. What would you recommend them to do that you couldn't had someone to tell you sooner, but you realized yourself? What would you advise them?
Yeah, that losses, they're part of a process. But if you just have to be realistic and honest with yourself, and you have to see how much money are you willing to invest in learning how to trade. Because this is not a casino, this is not a lottery ticket, like those huge 1 2 300 wins. Like
Yeah,
people really do that, but it's so hard to maintain a leverage trade for days or weeks. Like that's really hard. Like you have to really be realistic and
yeah,
go for a normal target. And you guys know what I'm talking about if you're already trading.
yeah,
So you have to be realistic with yourself. You have to be honest. You have to do some introspection and to see what you have to change. Like if you have biases, if you have bad habits, those are gonna get you at the end of the day of the future, and you have to work on yourself. I believe it's 90% the person and
yeah,
10% the strategy. So if you have a good strategy, if you back test it, and statistically it gives you good benefits, risk to reward. So now you have to see in yourself if you're really being honest, and you have to see the mirror that trading gives you. So you just have to modify all those things that you know they're not working for yourself and for trading. And at
yeah,
the end of the day, there's really the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, you know.
yeah,
And all these testimonies, um, well, they're gonna give you those tools, but not like tools that I'm giving you, like strategy that I'm giving you, tools that you know you have to modify in yourself and work on them.
yeah. Yeah. I think these are good advices, and I really hope someone actually takes them into account because for me, it's something that if someone who's made it, if someone who became consistent says something and then they're saying genuinely that, okay, this benefited me, guys. Like, if you do this, maybe your process to becoming a profitable trader can be less than mine. I had so much time doing that, but you don't have to. I wish we
Definitely.
could I wish we could actually take that like advice into account because sometimes someone says like 2 plus 2 is 4, but it takes our own cognitive process to realize that 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is also 4. You know what I mean? It just takes some time to actually grasp the idea. So I really
Definitely.
hope someone can benefit that, and I really hope someone can actually take that advice and maybe change something in their trading today when they watch this interview. So Thank you for joining in, Vicente. It was a pleasure to meet you. You're such a consistent person. Even when you're talking, you have a consistent tone of voice. You have a consistent um, idea of the things that you want to convey to the other people. And I can actually see that you wanted to provide value for other traders out there. So I appreciate that so much. Thank you for joining in. Maybe you get a hot seat in Funding Clips, and then we can have another interview together.
That's one of my targets, to have a hot seat. I
It
love
is.
all the things Funding Pips innovates, and I I know we're gonna see each other in the near future. And
I really
thanks
hope
Funding
so.
Pips, thanks
I
Funding
really
Pips
hope
for
so.
everything. And the CEO of Funding Pips rocks. He's really cool. I hope to meet
I'll make
him in person in the near future also.
I'll make sure he hears that. I'll make sure he watches this interview, and I'm sure like it's gonna put a smile on his face. Thank you for joining in, and for the audience that's watching us right now, thanks for joining in, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
Bye. Thanks.